Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Butler Family Farm. I'm Susan, and I'm giving you a storm update. We had some really high winds that came through Saturday night. We got a ½ inch of rain. We didn't have minimal damage down at the south end where the Butlers live. We had a piece of our back porch siding come off and a few small tree limbs, but we got notice from the older son, Wayne, down at the north end, and I came down and looked at it yesterday and meant to come back, which was Sunday, and meant to come back and do this opening video, but it was just a bit too muggy for me. So I'm going to do it now because this week, today hopefully, and tomorrow, Robert will be down here with my help as best as I can to trim up some of these tree limbs and stuff that have fallen. So starting at the beginning at the driveway, I'm just going to do the walkthrough and talk to you. This is at the beginning of the property down here, and we did a video a while back on cleaning up around this milk parlor back in the day it was. And as you can see, these two limbs out here have fallen off and go out towards the edge. Now, there's no damage done. I mean, it's the block wall has been blown down, it looks like, and we'll just come out here and get these trees trimmed up. There's some potential firewood in there too, so we had talked about doing that over the next couple of months because this is the time to get it cut. You can see how this tree has fallen in and fallen down. The first one that Wayne sent to us is this walnut tree that's out here by our frost free, and you can see that particular branch, and Robert's going to have to get in there with, he wants to do it with a bucket and get up there and cut. This tree actually needed to be trimmed up some anyway, and it's got a lot of, as you can see, low-hanging, like out here, low-hanging branches that could be cut down. And we've talked about it, but now we're in a position where it has to be done. There's another one. This branch right here is down. So then as you pull into their driveway and such, you can see this tree over here has a branch that got blown down. Now these winds came from the west and the north, I think it was. But there's this branch that'll come down. This will have to be trimmed up and hauled off, mainly because this is part of this curve. It curves around here, and it's the farm road that goes out towards the creek crossing that we have, what we call the North End Bridge, or the bridge is not there yet. It's actually a dip, but you can see how this sheared off a lot. Now, we probably down at the south end would have had more damage tree-wise, but we had a tree trimming company come out about 18 months ago and take down the dead and all that. This needs to be trimmed up too. As I come around the corner, you'll see that it's broken off inside the tree in a sense. You can see that one limb going crosswise, and that'll have to be cleared out too. And then it affects this area here, and it'll be trimmed up and cleaned up because this is the direction, the entrance that we use to drive out here with the tractor and hay equipment to go over to the west side of the creek to do any kind of cutting of hay cutting or brush hugging of the fields over there. And that's about the only major issues out here on the farm road. This is our north barn, and this tree has been here since we moved here 16 years ago. It looks pretty well established. I've always wanted to take it down because I didn't want it blowing from the north wind, which is to my right or to the right of this picture. But as you can see, Mother Nature has prompted us to do a few more. This limb here fell down, and then up here it broke off, and I believe that's what this is here that got blown down. But I don't know until Robert gets in here if there's anything salvageable or not. So this particular tree is the last major storm damage for us. There's probably some trees in here. Looks like there's one right here that we had trimmed, and it looks like it's fallen over. So there's still some trimmings done by the electric company a couple months ago that haven't been cleaned up, but not all of this in this fence line along Highway 86 is from the storm. Good morning, everyone. Susan here, Butler Family Farm. We're doing another wood day, but this time we're at the north end of the building. And this particular tree at the back of our barn, this limb was blown down by straight winds that we had. I think it was the fall of last year. Not positive, but we got a grappler on the tractor, and it's already paid for itself right there. So we're happy. Tractor driving is Jerry. Chainsaw work will be the boys, the adult boys, and the grandchildren, and I will be hauling limbs and stuff as we get things cut. We've got our log splitter down here. First trip back to the house. Okay. First trip back to the house, we'll be hooking up another trailer so that we can do both the back of the mule with split wood and the trailer with split wood. So with the fam all involved, it shouldn't be, hopefully won't be a 2-day job, but will just be what it is. So I'll bring you back when we got some more stuff to show you. This is our property line going down the Highway 86 on the part of the north end, and there's quite a bit of tree damage in here that we'll try and get cleared up with the grappler. This particular limb, actually it's a tree that got blown over, is leaning on trees that are leaning into our neighbor's yard. So Robert's getting our chain on here so that the tractor with the grappler can pull it out, hopefully without breaking the fence. And if they do, I guess we'll fix it.
got the back of the truck, the back of the Kawasaki filled, the mule, and we got our trailer full. Now we're gonna go down and stack it up on the rick.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is back on day 2 of our weekend log splitting, firewood building, and overall cleanup from a couple windstorms we've had over the last year or so. At the moment, we're still doing firewood. You can see how it's all chained. We're making a new fire pile. We've got one there in the back. There's a pile of shopwood to be cut up. And then these are Jackson and Delaney along with Robert helping with the splitting. So here's where we at. We have 2.5 rigs. We figure back of the mule as well as Kawasaki actually, and this trailer is 3/4 of the rig. So that's where we're at today, and we will be back to show you how we finish up. The plan is to get this limb cut down and drug out. It's like hanging over the neighbors, over their fence, and it's our, our responsibility to, keep stuff away from it. Fence and whatever. They've got goats and chickens over there, and they live on the corner of the highway and our road, and for years people will just come by and drop off dogs and cats, and that's where our Carmine came from. He had been dropped off at their place. He followed somebody down the road, and Wayne found him, and that was back in 2007, and we had him quite a long time. Okay, we're getting into position. And I think the plan is that we're going to this end piece got caught on the fence. So we're going to close out this video. Wood tree cleaning, fence lines. Did a pretty good job, 2 days. There's 2, maybe 3 burn piles right there. And this is what we look like now with the cleanup. We got a couple of branches were taken down, and we got this cleaned up enough to where we can maybe come out here and plant some grass seed, so when the cows come, there's new areas. But here we go. This is the fruits of our labor this weekend. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 ricks of wood. 4.5, Johnny Gilliam, 4.5.